Nestlé provides you with tastier and healthier everyday choices to enhance your quality of life. Nestlé, good food, good life.
While you watch your portion sizes and count the calories of your food, do you ever consider the nutritional content of your drinks? Well, it might be time for a change in thinking.
Fluids are very important for the body to function, and all of the functions in our body actually need fluids. So, for example, the digestion of food requires fluids. The lubrication of our eyes, of our ears, of our nose requires fluids. So our body also consists of about 50 to 60% water. And so this really is a fundamental chemical component in our body that is important for life and to sustain life.
Water is, of course, the best fluid for the body. It helps us maintain an adequate moisture level for the health of our skin, organs, and even to keep brain functions normal.
Individual people will require more or less fluid, and also our fluid needs are influenced by other factors. For example, how hot it is in the day, the humidity, how much physical activity we've done. Something that we can use to drive our fluid intake is really to listen to our bodies. And the first thing we need to recognize is thirst. And so a good rule is to drink according to your thirst.
But when you're thirsty, you don't necessarily turn to water. There are loads of different drinks available for consumption, from juices to energy drinks to shakes and even meal replacement liquids.
Most of the drinks that we consume or the beverages that are available to us actually do contain kilojoules or energy. And so we need to make sure in this environment that we live in, where there's lots of energy-dense foods around us, that we also consider the contribution that fluids make to our energy needs. A good way of thinking about this is rather first eat your food, drink water first, because water is the best fluid, and then add the occasional treat. Both tea and coffee do have compounds in them that are beneficial for health, for example flavonoids, which have been shown to be antioxidants. But it's also important to understand that tea and coffee should be drunk in their most natural or pure form, should I say, without too many additions, whether it be cream or sugar or milk or various added sweeteners or flavorants. If you opt in for a fruit juice, you need to understand that most of the fruit juices on our shelves are quite considerably sweetened, and they can contain as much added sugar as a lot of the non-fruit juice type of sweetened drinks available. So it's ultimately best to have the fruit juice in the diluted form if you choose to have the fruit juice, but to get your vitamins and your minerals, the fresh fruit is always the best option. After tough workouts, people often reach for a sports drink, thinking that this is something that they should have after exercise. But in truth, if we look basically what is a sports drink, it really consists of fluid or water with added sugar or carbohydrates, and then some electrolytes like potassium or sodium. And while it is true that when you exercise, you do lose water and electrolytes as well as energy, this only really happens after very tough, strenuous endurance type of exercise. And so for most people who are doing leisure activities, whether it be a workout in the gym for about an hour, they don't really require a sports drink, and they actually should turn to water to help them to rehydrate. When we think about smoothies in terms of drinking or having beverages, then it's important to think about two things. Firstly, is the smoothie going to be replacing your meal, or are you going to be adding the smoothie to your meal? Now, smoothies can contain a large amount of kilojoules. For example, when they combine more than one fruit, sometimes they'll have yogurt as well as fruit juice. Some of them even have ice cream, for example, honey or various other sweeteners. And when you combine all of those and your portion size is very large, then you can get quite an energy-heavy drink. And that it's best to actually have them either with a very small meal or to have them as a meal replacement, but also to keep our portion sizes of smoothies in check. When we're speaking about beverages or drinks, we know that there are also alcoholic options out there for us to choose from. And it's important when we think about these drinks to understand that they also contain energy firstly. Now, the energy in alcoholic drinks comes from the alcohol as well as the carbohydrates or the sugar. So alcohol is relatively energy heavy, and that if we drink large amounts of these, we will consume large amounts of energy. And so we need to choose carefully, we need not to overdo it, and we need to understand that these drinks can be harmful when they are consumed in excess.
Nothing beats a refreshing drink when you need it most. But make the most of your fluids by choosing something that's great for taste and health at the same time.
Nestle provides you with tastier and healthier everyday choices to enhance your quality of life. Nestle, good food, good life.